Welcome back, everybody. BJ here, DG there.
How's it going, everybody? Sometimes, as always, he finally got rid of the chinchillas that were chasing him. Chef the ref.
Those things are not as easy to shake off as you'd think, people. Seriously, don't let yourself get caught the way I did.
Yeah, man, it's just like Rick Sanchez said to Morty about the squirrels, You don't mess with
Yep.
squirrels and you don't mess with the chinchillas.
Indeed.
Yep. Just real quick before we get into the usual thing, my wife's uncle passed away this morning. He was a basketball coach for college, helped guide the youth that's doing some good stuff today. He was loved by his family and his community, loved the local sports teams, especially the Sixers and the Phillies, loved college sports, Just wanted to send condolences for all that and just real quickly do a 10 bell salute for him. So I'm going to bring the graphic back up, do that, and then we'll move on with the show.
All right, rest in peace.
All right, Chef, if you'd like to do the honors for the regular bell.
Please ring that bell. Start us.
Well, was an interesting week in wrestling, to say the least.
Yeah, sure, you can say that.
NXT Stand Deliver last night, amazing show. New tag team champions. Chris Jericho's return to AEW. Boy, the IWC got that one right, didn't they? Even when the information came out, he was still under contract.
So yeah, but I mean, at that point, you figure he's just gonna sit it out or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, he could still show up at the Royal Rumble, right?
Next year,
he could. For all we know,
no, I mean, 2026. He's going to show up at the Royal Rumble. It's not over yet.
he could have been in a cargo box or something,
Yeah, he's hanging out at the Elimination Chamber still.
Yeah, just waiting for his cue.
He's on the phone with Randy Orton.
That's it. God, that would have been so much better.
I knew you weren't gonna like it.
Yeah, right.
I'll save it, but you might have to put up a rant alert for me when we get there.
I'll be more than happy to. But yeah,
I'll save it for when we
go eat some spring. Yeah, he can go eat some spring rolls for a couple minutes, man. And I guess, and just to get it out the way, I have to use this now for him.
Fucking Mark! I don't even know if that's PG.
Not anymore, it ain't.
How were those spring rolls, sir?
Spring rolls 2 weeks in a row. Nice. Yeah.
Did you find the Easter eggs hidden around back there too?
Oh, they were Easter
eggs. Maybe.
What's up to Stephen Chambers in the chat? Happy Easter, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're going to show up every Dynamite collision from now until... You know what? Yeah, just like when his WWE return, when he was coming up, Save Us. He just comes out, does his whole thing in the ring. I was waiting for him to do that, and I was like, if he does that again, that would be so Chris Jericho. So I guess we could start off with Jericho's return.
Might as well.
Sure.
You know, as Tony Schiavone's getting ready to bring out MJF and Kenny Omega for the contract signing, where they can't touch each other. And right before this, pyros start going off. Pyros start going off, and we get the return of Chris Jericho. Discuss.
Yeah, I mean, it's not WWE, so yeah, everyone was wrong.
I wasn't able to see it live. I just lost track of time, and when I looked down, it was quarter after. And by the time I turned on Dynamite, it was the first match of the night. So I had no idea. And I heard something. Commentator said something about a big return, and I opened social media, and it's all over the place. So I didn't get to see it when it happened, but yeah, we'll see what this is going to lead to. I'm excited. He definitely sparked some new life into AEW right now, and they desperately need just a little something else going on. I'm for it. We'll see where it goes.
You know, I
AEW's
really. Go ahead.
Sorry, AEW's definitely been on the rise lately in relative terms, and yeah, this Jericho coming back, it could be a catalyst, it could be an anchor. Hopefully, it's a catalyst.
I think it's the right time.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean he was gone almost a year,
Yeah,
so you
But
know.
also the right time as far as where their storylines are.
I just wish instead of before the contract signing that he came out interrupting the end of it, because just to say, you know, MJF retains, you know, you kind of put Jericho in that picture to at least have one match with him, maybe two,
Right.
and revisit that feud a little bit.
yeah, that whole back in the day, back when he was a mentor of MJF.
Archives.
Sorry, I
Well,
couldn't
you
make
know,
the Geek Fest. I heard it was a great time. I know people that went. They said they had a great time and loved the dog show.
yeah, I heard some decent things about the wrestling that happened at Geek Fest as well. Some of the names that we talk about here were there. I think Billy Gold was there. Pat Dynamite. They
Yeah.
had an outdoor wrestling show.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to what happens with Chris Jericho. See how long this goodwill lasts. I was happy to see him come out to Judas again.
Oh yeah.
Like that really did get the
Obviously
crowd
face.
going.
That's obviously coming out as face Jericho.
Well, the
Not
learning tree really
necessarily.
wasn't necessarily fully working. I think the way they wanted it to. In the end, it did more have when he left than it did when he was there.
That's fair.
Yeah. This has happened over the last like week and a half. One belt she lost due to travel issues because she couldn't defend it.
Yep. So yeah, I mean,
What happens in that case? Do you mail it in to the promotion?
Do they just have a
or like
FedEx at
UPS.
the air? Yeah,
Yeah.
like
We'll send you the box and the label.
we
Is
don't
there
even
like a
need to do
special
that.
carrying case?
I'm sure it's insured.
Let's see other things on Dynamite this week since we're there. The Moxley Ospreay feud, because I haven't been able to watch anything AEW for the last couple of weeks just because of time. Same thing with TNA. But I saw their pay-per-view last week, or PLE, whatever. That was good.
Whatever they're calling things.
Yeah. But this whole Mox and Ospreay thing, I'm kind of interested in. They had a segment with them fighting backstage right after the contract signing, and then later on, Will Ospreay and Pac have a match, which was absolutely amazing. Even
It
with
was a
the
banger.
even with the brainbuster attack at the top of the ramp before the match,
Yep.
and then the attack afterwards where they had him for the kill. And Mox is like, I could do this.
Yeah,
but I'm
that
not.
was nice. I really liked that segment. Mock showing that like he's not just a ruthless like assassin. You know what I mean? Like,
There's reason behind it.
yeah, it was a nice touch. Because all we've seen of him so far is him just being maniacal, just going out there and destroying everyone. But now you're seeing like a different side.
Like being more calculating,
Yeah,
which could make that group that much more dangerous. But it also
Yeah.
gives you the feeling at one point he could be turning the page and not be a part of the group no more.
true. Yeah, we
Uh,
have seen over the evolution of this group, we've seen a lot of people come and go.
And not
Yeah, I
just
mean,
that, but this Moxley specifically. You know, when he was world champion in that situation, he's stomping that chair.
So yeah, it
yeah,
could turn into a thing where the Death Riders, the beast that he created, eats him, type of thing. Like kind of like Edge with whatchamacallit, the Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Another thing I
anyone with
really
Judgment Day, really.
we had
Well, yeah.
speaking of Edge, Adam Copeland and Christian looking for FTR and end up beating up Rocky Romero and I can't think of his name. Trent.
Trent.
Wow. Trent really, ever since the days where he was one of the main cogs in the tag division.
The best friends.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
even
ever
before
since.
that, Roppongi Vice in New Japan, like they were
Yeah.
dominant back then.
Yeah. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
he's just kind of enhancement talent.
Yeah,
I like I like that whole thing going. They find out they're on Collision. I haven't had a chance to watch Collision, so I'm assuming they caught up to him at some point.
Stephen Chambers in the chat. Yeah, agreed.
TV time Trent ever had in 2 years. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Am I mistaken, or didn't he retire at one point, or was that
No,
storyline?
Chuck retired.
Injury.
Oh, that's right. That was Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think he was
Trent had
injured
the
at one point.
yeah. Trent
During
had
that
the
too.
injury.
I know
and,
he was.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right. He had to.
Yep.
He was away for like almost a year.
Yeah. And then he had
Yeah.
a triumphant return, and then Chuck got hurt, and the doctors told him, "Yeah, you can't do this anymore. Sorry."
Right.
Mina Shirakawa and the Brawling Birds beat the Triangle of Madness in a 6-woman tag. I kind of fast forwarded through it, honestly. I didn't think there was
That's
anything
fair.
really that was going to happen that I wasn't going to miss.
Not much
Yeah.
that advanced storyline there. It just
No,
it kind
not
of
at
happened.
Yeah. It was interesting seeing Darby call out MJF, which brings up the Callis family. We get Brody King, Jack Perry coming out as well. You know, it seems like they're really starting the next level of storyline, especially with Perry having that, what is it, national championship?
Mm-hmm.
Championship 100 that AEW has.
Well, if you don't have 1 out of every 5 people having a belt, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean their roster is big enough to justify it, but
But do we see enough of that roster to justify
That's what
it?
I'm saying. They're like airtime. Their
Right.
individual airtime is not enough to justify
Yeah.
any titles. Like you
Yeah,
see,
so here's what they should do. Turn their weekly shows into 6 hours and their pay-per-views into 12 hours.
yeah, that would be wonderful.
That would just absolutely fix the time for the roster,
Yeah, it would fix the time for everyone to be available
Or-
to be.
Or your live shows are 6 hours, but that's cut up into daily hour-long releases over the course of the week,
On Instagram.
or YouTube or whatever. Yeah,
bring back Quibids or whatever that thing was called.
MJF versus Darby shaking up.
They'll
Yeah.
release it weekly on Tubi. But yeah. I still stand on the side that I don't think Darby Allin's world championship material, even in AEW.
not a
But
believable
when it comes,
one.
but when it
He
comes to
is-
him and MJF in a feud, I love it.
Sure.
And Darby Allin has lost to so many despicable, simple moves to MJF that I could see them doing the title switch at some point. But I don't feel like it's this soon in MJF's reign.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna have that belt way longer.
Unfortunately for Chef.
We'll be getting there. We'll be getting there.
What, the punter for the Colts?
We'll be getting there.
To the danger
Now.
But yeah,
Serenity now.
MJF and Mike Bailey in the main event of Dynamite
Yeah,
was
that
a really good match.
Yeah, Mike Bailey's been putting on some killer matches lately. Like he's been my match of the week a couple times recently.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. The attacks afterwards, Omega making the save. Good way for Dynamite to go off the air.
Yeah.
And then we could revisit, I guess, Monday Night Raw now here a little bit.
Yep.
Sorry, AEW, you get just over 16 minutes this week.
Hey, that's 16 minutes more than they've gotten the last couple weeks.
And they got it at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool. He would fit in that really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a fan of his when he was over on TNA. And I saw him moving over to AEW. I was like, oh, hopefully they don't fumble the ball with him and actually are able to use him and start highlighting him. And so far, so good.
I saw him back in like 2002 or maybe 2022, or maybe 21. And I think it was like a 10-man scramble match in GCW. And even back then, like you could tell this kid was going places, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was all over the place. I
Speedball.
couldn't tell you any results from that show. I was so hammered. It was after AC Beer Fest.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I was going, but
Hey.
but yeah, he really stood out to me.
I know a lot of these stories. Do you notice a lot of his stories where these epic matches happen tend to be followed up by some type of I was coming from a brewery or I was really drunk prior to this happening and continued to be drunk through it. Did you get heat with anybody that night? That's the end of the story. That
he wasn't always. He wasn't always BJ Talks Wrestling. We met him as BJ Drinks Beer, so you know.
But somehow he's missing. So this is like a prequel to him getting heat with everybody. This was the origin story.
I guess you could say that, but I don't really have heat with anybody.
No,
because I think I'm in the clear.
Yes.
For now.
For now.
Let's see what's going on.
Oh, I saw that Marco Stunt was advertised for something this weekend.
Huh.
Yeah.
I thought he said he retired.
Hold on. Speaking of Joey Janela real quick, he's also going to be having a match with Brody Lee Jr. during WrestleMania week at the Collective.
Nice.
Okay.
What's Brody Lee Jr., like 12 now?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I think he's
Might
like
be 13.
I think he's like 14, 15 now.
Oh, wow.
Like, GCW's used him pretty decently in situations of how they've used him. I see a lot of the clips of it online.
Okay.
Doesn't BJ drink beer while he is talking wrestling? There's your evidence.
Hold on. Hold that up again. Hold that up again.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that they're two separate fan bases, so I have to have two separate identities, you know. The wrestling fans don't care about beer, and the beer.
So what? So we could combine it as
Switch.
one. No, we could combine it as one and say BJ drinks wrestling.
Where's our truth quote for that one?
There is no that's more of a Paul Heyman quote from the Brock Lesnar segment when he had the Money in the Bank.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the one leading up to Rumble, where he said he was going to throw Paul Heyman out of the ring.
That might be. Is that the same one, or is that a
No,
Bloodline one?
no, that's a different. No, the one, man, I've watched this clip so many times where R-Truth pops Lesnar and declares for
Yeah,
the
Which
Rumble
time?
yeah.
and
No,
says
no,
he's
and
going to toss Heyman out, and Heyman's like, I'm not
Right.
in it, but Brock is, and R-Truth is like, I officially undeclare for the Rumble.
Yes. Yep.
That was the time specifically
so,
I had.
uh, so
Oh wow.
Monday Night Raw this week.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah.
Randomly kicking off with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, why is SmackDown guy showing up on Raw to start things off?
But
I mean, I
then
get it's WrestleMania season, but why? Can't we
I
start
think
with
because of
Raw
Stephanie.
superstars at least?
I think it was because of Stephanie's appearance.
So she could get in there and out of there and be over and done with.
And considering what they had planned for Friday, which we'll be talking about shortly, it kind of makes sense. In the aspect of the order in which said events happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All around, Cody did have a bad week.
No good, very bad, terrible, awful week.
But yeah, we get a couple things about each person's not each other's fathers. Stephanie slaps Cody. Man,
Yeah. I'm not sure Stephanie really added much.
It was all about the pop. She's an egomaniac. She just wanted to go out there and show her face and get that Madison Square Garden pop.
Yeah.
I mean, also he was on her podcast, I think, recently, so it kind of helps with that too. And the way they went with the promo, because we talked about this on our Raw After show, the history that Randy Orton has with Stephanie, Triple H, Vince. Like, he went after her. She's been hit with RKO. I believe she's even been punt kicked because I know Vince got punt kicked. You know, I think everybody in that family got punt kicked during the Triple H feud. So, you know, it kind of made sense that it was somebody who had history, especially considering that the other person that would have made sense in that situation would have been Triple H. But they had another spot for him later in the show, splitting up Oba and Brock.
Yeah.
Agreed there, Stephen Chambers in the chat.
You know, I would be okay with Shane, just no Vince.
I want The Undertaker to induct Stephanie.
With a tombstone. I'm sorry. Was that out loud?
Now, Undertaker can induct AJ Styles.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
He inducts Stephanie and he brings her out like tied up, like back in the day, like he's going to sacrifice her
on the Undertaker cross.
Yep.
Kane comes out.
Boy, did that get such a bad backlash. Not Austin comes out, rescues her, and you just repeat the entire thing.
Yeah.
Undertaker's trying to marry Stephanie again.
We need to get back to the point of the drive-through wedding, though. That's what
no. Oh, no. Oh, Steven.
Is that worthy of me hitting the MJF one?
I think it might be.
You fucking mark!
Wow.
You just had to go there, didn't you? And as a matter of fact, as well, I gotta turn this up a little bit because it's low, but you
are guest.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have it.
Yes.
I don't have it. There's no reason to be invested in anything she's doing outside that she interviews wrestlers on her podcast.
Correct.
You know, you bring her back in a relative way. That's a different story altogether as an authority figure or something like that. But I think the fans would rebel against it because it would just be seeing Triple H putting her in a high position on the card.
Sure, there's a handful of supermarks out there who are all about it, but majority of fans don't
But
feel
Yeah.
that way.
but when it came down to her being GM or whatever, I always enjoyed a lot of her work. She knew what she was
Sure.
doing. She grew up in the business, but now that time's kind of passed, and we wouldn't get that same character anymore.
No.
It's better in short spurts when it matters, and in this case, it was somebody who you could consider the McMahons a royal family of wrestling still, regardless of the history. There's plenty of legacy to be there to be said, even before the Attitude Era, Vince's father to Vince, and then so on.
And also, I'm glad we got her this way and not interfering in a match, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, although this might be a setup for her
I don't.
to interfere at the Mania match, but even so, like, at least, okay, fine. We don't. She's not ruining anything, except
Yeah.
for like 20 minutes of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had realized what was happening, I could have just tuned in an hour late and fast forwarded. I mean, yeah, she
Right,
is
right.
going to show up she's going to show up at MSG, like she said, because her grandfather put on many a show there, and she didn't really mention her father during that.
Right,
little commentary there. Yeah, we know. We
Yeah,
know.
because they saved that for Cody to mention him.
Yeah.
Right. So
that was probably in the line of the promo. Like, all right, we don't want to lose the pop of him being mentioned by you. So, well, that's like Cody mention him. But yeah,
it felt weird with her mentioning her grandfather and not her father.
Yeah. Yeah, I noted that when it happened, and I was like, huh, okay.
Another big moment from Raw this week: Division win the tag team championships from the Usos.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, a little bit of
a welcome one. Honestly, I'm surprised to say I was happy to see the Vision win the titles. Yeah, I was like, wait, why do I not have a problem with this? Why am I okay with this? What is going on here?
Yeah. I mean, it was great seeing the Usos with the belts for a minute, but like, obviously there's something else going on with them, and I'm afraid to say it probably involved Roman in the Mania match, and you know what I mean? Like,
acknowledge me.
Sorry, I forgot to turn it back down.
I think it's a better move going into Mania, unless they're gonna make another switch before Mania.
I mean, at the same time, looking at it like this is like the 100,000th millionth title change we've seen since the Royal Rumble.
This year, yeah, or even this year.
Like this record's on pace to probably have a record for title changes in a single calendar year.
I don't know. Remember the Attitude Era where the title got swapped every week?
Yeah, but not every title got swapped every week.
Felt like
some titles.
It really felt like it.
It was just a hardcore title.
Yeah, it was mostly at that point the hardcore title. But I mean, we would see. But it would make sense to where a lot of this is like Carmelo Hayes, for an example, deserved to have that United States Championship match going into WrestleMania, and they just hot shot to Cody with a couple weeks left to go. You're making. And I mean, the Usos didn't look weak in losing the titles because of what happened and how it happened. But even then, Jay should have gone for the splash instead of jumping outside the ring, and the match would have been over.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's mom handing him the Nux.
Yeah.
But, it's just interesting because now you look at it and you're like, if they have a match at WrestleMania, it's probably not going to be for the tag titles at this point. We're looking at some type of 6-man tag or something like that just to get everybody on the card because they're going to make sure they get Logan Paul on that card. But, I kind of had the same reaction. My issue is it with the title change. We actually kind of talked about it last week, and we were like, they probably wouldn't do that, and I think that was one of the things I turned around, which means they're going to do it. Because why would they hotshot another title so quickly?
Yeah, in the chat, Archives, agreed. Steven Chambers.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Like everything within it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just we're getting so close to WrestleMania now, and like I think I said about Carmelo Hayes last week, I'm invested in this. I was invested in his title reign. I was enjoying the matches, and I think he would have put on a hell of a show at WrestleMania against Trick
Well,
Williams
now we're
or
going to get a
Sami Zayn,
three-way.
or a triple threat, which means you're keeping him and Trick still kind of apart. I don't think Carmelo's going to be involved in that match at all.
I think we
Just
get
lost
it.
cleanly.
I know he did.
He
but
lost to Sami Zayn this week.
I
There's
know.
no point. He got his title shot. He got his rematch. He lost it. I think that they're going to keep Melo away from Trick until after WrestleMania. Let Trick win that championship from Sammy, so that
And
now
then-
you have a heel Sammy possibly being the first roadblock for Melo to get back to the title.
All right. Yeah, that could work.
But anyway, on other title defenses, go through some of the matches because I didn't have notes this week, so I just have to go through what I have on my screen because I had things going on Monday. Penta's Intercontinental title defense against Kofi.
Pretty
Yeah.
solid match.
Yeah, it was an open challenge match. Kofi accepted online. They used it to continue this whole thing with Grayson Waller. He told Grayson Waller to go stand in the corner. Bye commentary.
Yeah. Yeah. Grayson's about to get dealt with by Kofi. He's about to find out that he's not allowed to hang out around New Day anymore.
Yeah. I started to get used to the fit a little bit, but at the same time, it's like they at this point work best on their own.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't need an Australian hanging out with them all the time. It makes the dynamic weird, especially now that Kofi hasn't had his Jamaican accent for 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all seen, what he can do back in NXT. And
Yeah.
even with Austin Theory as
Hmm.
A-Town Down Under. Yeah, dude's got talent, and he can talk on the mic. It's just it's kind of weird where they have him right now. I think ultimately, sometime in the next year or so, he might be a future feud for Austin Theory because they never really resolved that.
We've
Right.
talked about that as well.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, they got to start using this guy more, or he's going to be, future endeavored. Because
Yeah, and
honestly, he seems like the type of guy who, after Mania, it's like, oh, Grayson Waller was future endeavored, along with,
And you could see before Theory's injury that put him out that they were gearing up toward that feud, and it's really surprising even then that they just didn't pull him away from the New Day
Right.
and let him just be the babyface in the feud. But I think it also makes sense because I think if Austin Theory and him had gone right away, Waller would have been the heel that the fans chose, and no matter
Right.
what, they would have cheered for Theory.
at
Steven
the
Chambers
time,
in
yeah.
chat, Xavier injury messed up plans for New Day. Well, obviously, I mean, you don't plan for injuries, and when they happen, it kind of screws up what you have going on. Just look at the almost said bloodline. Just look at the Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of injuries this year that have screwed up a lot of plans for WrestleMania.
I mean,
Up
here's
and down
one.
both nights.
Yeah, and here's one odd thing. Braun Breaker's been cleared.
That's what I've heard. I've been
Yeah.
hearing
But
that
But to
he's
try
ready
to just
go.
try and shoehorn him back in right now with 2 weeks to go.
It would have been less of a shoehorn than Gunther and Seth, which is a good segue for us to talk about that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
honestly, like, let's get this feud with a little more build with two completely healthy guys, not two guys who are just coming back
No.
injured.
I mean,
injured.
I agree with that because I think we kind of talked about that last weekend on one of our after shows. But just the general idea that there was enough there to if you wanted to have the match.
Yeah.
But then
That's fair.
something we talked about on Monday was Braun Breaker could show up and cost Seth Rollins that match.
yes,
He gets
that's probably better.
You return him at WrestleMania. That sets up everything going
The backlash
forward.
match. Yeah.
Gunther Seth Rollins doesn't lose clean. It's a dirty finish. So
Yeah,
that
there's no
Gunther
career
can
on the
move
line
on.
here, so that doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
You're a dirty finish. What?
Unless Seth Rollins is planning on
I don't even know
retiring.
if that's PG.
Unless Crazy thought Seth Rollins maybe is planning to step back and take some time with his daughter. So Gunther, so this turns into a retirement match of some sort, maybe.
So that's a possibility, but not every Gunther match has to be a retirement.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just giving the ifs.
I don't see this turning into that at all. The only thing that made, because my whole thing is we only have like one little thing to go back on, and that is like 2 months ago or 3 months ago, there was a backstage crossing between Gunther and Paul Heyman where we see a couple words exchanged on camera. You know, like, I feel like where this is, we're at least with Braun Breaker, regardless of where you would jump this off, you see Braun Breaker attack Seth in that situation. You're like, all right, this is what we've been waiting for. We're getting our match. And you could go through the whole history the following week of everything. And a couple promos, a couple...
Hold on.
And then that gets physical, you got the tone set.
I was with you up until Gunther versus Dragunov. Like, that wouldn't make any sense on such a short build. I agree that's something that we need to see, but I don't think that's a Mania match. And I think that that's something that we can explore for, like, maybe SummerSlam or you know, somewhere down the line. But I don't even know if that's a PLE match, you know, at this point.
Gunther and Dragunov?
Yeah.
Now, you could throw that on a random card, and that could be the match of the night.
Oh,
you
absolutely,
go back and
but it
watch
doesn't need to be a...
No, I would love, no, but that's not a random match I would throw on a WrestleMania card. If it was any other pay-per-view besides SummerSlam or WrestleMania, yeah, if you had to call two guys in because two guys in another match got injured or something, and you just had to kill that match, you're like, all right, what can we throw on here just to gauge it with the fans? Dragunov versus Gunther, we know what they've done in NXT, and they've been bangers every time. And that was when Gunther was Walter still. So this version of Gunther taking on this version of Dragunov.
Skinny Walter. Skinny Walter. Oh, you mean Gunther?
It would be the same thing if they went with Mello and Trick at WrestleMania. All you have to do is go through some of that NXT library. Mello mentioned it this week. They've mentioned in the past in other segments where they cross paths that they have legit history with each other.
But the thing is, it's too random, and like, yeah, they have history and everything, but like, they have had no interaction in the last 2, 3, 4 years.
But it's one of those things to where now you're putting a championship defense at WrestleMania in that situation, and you go over their battles for the NXT title and all that stuff. And I think more fans today now, because of NXT actually being on TV over the network or just on Peacock, as it was during a lot of pre Black and Gold era, where they made that transition to being on regular TV and not on WWE Network only, that more fans now know who these people are, and there's a good amount of them actually watching them, and that you could see that if you put them two together, I think it would work, but it would feel kind of forced, but then you get to the match, and you're going to see what they're going to do in there, and you're not going to be thinking about any of that.
Like... It feels like something that if it were to happen in the next month, it would feel weird because despite the history, what we've seen of them on the main roster, they're miles apart. I mean, you know, Dragunov has won the U.S. and Gunther's won, twice he's won the big one? You know what I mean?
2 world titles and the Intercontinental Championship.
And the Intercontinental.
Longest reign ever. Greatest Intercontinental champion ever.
But their paths haven't crossed, like you know what I mean. So it's just like they're over in separate places doing separate things, and Gunther's at the top of like what he does, and Dragunov's kind of just right there in the middle. Like, you know what I mean? It would feel weird if they were to just throw them together in the next like couple of months.
I mean, if somebody knows the history, they'll be into it. Especially if they recap the history and bring up, hey, Dragunov's
Yeah.
one of people you have to that on two hands you can count that has pinned him.
Isn't
You know
he
that
the
right there.
last
Oh,
guy to
this
pin him
person beat
before he
him
got to the
in
main roster?
WWE. Yeah, Dragunov was the last person to pin him before his call
Right.
up.
So there's story there, but at the same time, like without these two guys being on even the same show, like wait until there's like some movement after a draft or something after Mania. Put them on the same show, plant the seeds, and 6 months from now, yeah, go all in. But right now, it wouldn't really make sense.
No, I'm just saying, like I said, no, Trick. It's a match that if it was just randomly thrown on there, you'll get to the match and be like, wow, this was an amazing match. Why was there not more build to it? Not the
Right. If
fact
it's
that there was little to no build to it. You're going to be like, all right, hopefully this now we step away from it a little bit and then get back to it to where now we have something to feed off of going forward. But in
this
the
is
end,
something.
I personally would rather see it built up as well than just randomly thrown together. But I would be excited for that. I'm like, all right, I know what I'm going to get out of that.
Right, this is a situation where it's like if they have to be thrown together, there's a built-in video package that'll make anyone who's
Yes,
not familiar with their feud like immediately invested. But it would be best done
if
down the
built.
line with a little slow build, plant the seeds, and then like have them come face to face next Rumble or something,
I
and have
wouldn't
it
even say that.
start
Like
there.
maybe you have them come face to face in something like a King of the Ring tournament, some type of tournament that
Or
brings them
or
face to
yeah,
face
but
by
like,
coincidence.
but the idea was on a huge stage where it's like not just one on one.
Yeah, no. I agree. I'd rather see build to it, but I'm just on the side that, like I said, if I just see that match randomly on a card with no build, okay,
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm okay with this. I have no like Seth Rollins, Gunther, no build. We said it Monday night. We're both okay with the match happening. I just rather see some more time of it being built to go to something else because that's a feud that could become really heated in the future.
Steven Chambers, yeah, like a Money in the Bank qualifier or something. Yeah, exactly. Or I was thinking even something where it's
Or they're both
multi-man.
just coincidentally in Money in the Bank. Like, what if they
Right.
were
Or
both
yeah,
qualified
they
on their
both made
separate
their
shows
way
for
in.
Money in the Bank? And that's oh, Rick
Hey,
Blade in the chat. Happy Easter, brother.
happy Easter,
He
Rick.
has risen. There he is. He has risen.
Hope you're well, man.
Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, I do wish there was more build up. And like I said, the one little thread that we have is some weird backstage passing and a couple words exchanged between the men.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's just now's not the right time.
Hmm.
I mean, if not, then they don't get on the card, and we can't have that. Because we could see everybody leading up to this talking like, why does Seth Rollins not have a match yet? Because it came to the point where I started talking about Seth Rollins versus Paul Heyman, and then you have Braun Breaker return and cost him the match, and Heyman picks up a win at WrestleMania over Seth Rollins.
That
Archives
would
in the
be
chat.
crazy.
Archives in the chat.
Gunther with no build makes about as much sense as me showing up at Spo being mad at Amadeus for not being his manager anymore. That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah, like very little build, very little interaction between the two of them so far. I see where you're coming from, but honestly, like one way or another, we were eventually going to get this match, and I'm fine with it. I would rather see Braun, but you know what? Give me like half of a year of build of Seth and Braun. Right now, this as a one-off, I'm fine.
Yeah, like this is going to be something. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I really think that we see Braun Breaker's return at
Yeah, we will.
WrestleMania.
We will
And
definitely, if not before, and if not, night after.
Yeah.
Either way, this is going. Well, we know if he returns at WrestleMania, something big. We'll probably get something else that will be a throw off to the next thing. Because let's just look at it. For Gunther to continue his storyline, he has to beat Seth. He can't lose to Seth after retiring a handful of legends back to back to back.
Uh, I don't know. It doesn't really, because if it's not a retirement match, then it doesn't really taint the whole thing that they have going right now. And
But
also, it's not going to end clean, so it won't hurt anyone in the long
But
run.
I mean, when you look at, regardless how anybody may feel about him, Goldberg, John Cena alone, like Superman couldn't beat him. Well, why if Superman can't beat him, how can Seth Rollins beat him?
What's the saying go? Any given Sunday. Uh, like competitors on
That's
that
only if
level.
the
Hey,
match happens on night 2.
hey,
That's only on
any
night 2.
any man with two hands has a fighting chance.
You know, it's like Kit Wilson hitting Jelly Roll with his finish, and Jelly Roll kicks out. Way to
Can we
bury
just
your
roll
talent.
jelly? Yeah.
Can we just peanut butter him again?
Jelly roll, looking like sugar-free jelly roll at this point. Like, I wouldn't say he's gotten in shape, but like, he's hiding
He's
it well
lost
now.
shape.
Well, he's hiding it well. I don't know where it is.
Yeah. Because the other way I'm looking, at it is, and I guess I'll use the same way I talk about Oba and Brock, is that Brock could lose to Oba and go on a tear on his way to Gunther. But now the idea becomes, if Gunther loses, are we going to have two monsters destroying the WWE roster until SummerSlam, until they collide?
Yes.
Sure.
That would be interesting, but at the same time, you're playing the exact same storyline with two people going to the exact same place.
Picture this. SmackDown after Mania. Multi-tag team match. Angel and Humberto and three tag teams, whatever. It's an amazing match. Brock Lesnar just comes out and lays waste to all of them and goes away. 2 weeks later, like similar situation. Oba comes out, does the same thing on Raw. They keep them separated. They talk their smack. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's just because we know that if Oba were to go over, his trajectory is going to take him away from that. Eventually, it could lead to Gunther, but it's not going to lead. You're going to wait for that money match, because you already had to figure out how to get Oba Brock together. No,
I
For the Vision protect Seth during the Gunther match. We're having Face make a surprise save.
I think Masked Man will attack Gunther and will turn out to be Austin Theory.
Well, I kind of like that. What if Masked Men go to hit the ring, but then they attack Seth, and it is the Vision with Braun Breaker? Braun Breaker comes out as one of the Masked Men, and next thing you know, we see that spear. Even the bouncing off the ropes. He comes out, spear, takes the mask off, and he beats Seth at his own game. Gunther picks up the win, and then now we're on the way, because I have a feeling we're going to see somebody getting involved in Cody's match. So
why do I foresee like 30 masked men coming out and like surrounding the ring for this match and just like all hell breaking loose when everyone enters the ring?
Masked lumberjack match?
Yeah, the masked man lumberjack.
But eventually
the masked jack match.
But eventually they do the Rollins shuffle and, like...
And Braun Breaker comes out from under the rings in the middle of all of them, and it was all people he hired the entire time. Hold on, no, even better. Even better, it's the Disco Inferno.
The worst part is I can see that happen.
Why Disco Inferno? Why?
It goes back to something that was said.
That was said by Cody. You know,
No, I know. Oh, I know.
oh, dude, I was watching that when we were backstage that of SmackDown, and I paused it and just started cracking up laughing. Oh,
Glenn
hysterical!
Gilberti somewhere shaking his fist.
Oh, he apparently put a post online about it and was not happy about.
Of course not.
See, I'm gonna
He's
make an
not a
angry
happy
tweet.
guy in general.
Yeah, no, very bitter dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, it's not going to be clean. A Braun Breaker
There's,
return
I'm
just really,
100% that match does not finish clean.
No.
yeah. Gunther picks up the win. You keep him looking strong. Seth Rollins doesn't look weak, taking a massive spear or something from Braun Breaker and then being choked out.
Ref bump, yeah.
I will be right back.
So in the meantime, what do we want to talk about?
Finn Balor, Dirty Dom, because they made that match official on Monday night as well, or the ladder match that Penta will be defending his Intercontinental title in. It'll be the 4th or 5th time ever the title has been defended in a ladder match at WrestleMania.
Now, do we have all of the entrants on that? Let me
I
look
don't know
into
if we
that
have
because
all of them, but I did see a good listing of them. I think it was on like 5, 6, something like that at the time when I saw it.
on our show Monday night after Raw, we found a graphic where there were 5 competitors, including like Rusev, Dragon Lee, I forget who else,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
then I saw a graphic that came out the day before, so I think it was fake, but it had all those guys and then like a bunch of other guys from SmackDown. So I don't know. I didn't catch SmackDown. I just heard about it,
Yeah,
so I don't really know if they announced anything. Um,
no, no, they did not.
Let me do some investigative work. Stephen Chambers in the chat. There we go. Yeah, I am dying to see that, but yeah, no, Dom should never wear white. Uh, yeah, yeah. But then again, anything could happen. Okay, here we go. So you have the rundown. So that was what was announced, right? Javon
Yes,
Dragon Lee, Ray
yep,
Phoenix, Penta, and Rusev.
that's
Because
what I saw. Yep.
I saw something where like Dragunov and a couple other people were in the match, but I think it was a fake graphic because it came out before Raw
Uh
yesterday,
huh.
or yesterday, last week. Um, but I'm not gonna like try to find. I think I like no, I didn't show it on air during our stream. I just kind of found it and was like, oh yeah, there's this one. Um, but yeah, from what I'm hearing, Dragunov might be involved with that match too, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, no, really, no reason for him to be in there. He was just, raw meat for Oba, apparently. Uh,
Well, Rusev was seen backstage talking to Pierce a couple weeks ago. He had that whole interaction. So, he's been politicking for himself. So, Pierce throwing him a bone here, letting him get in this match. Sure, why not?
eh, I'm fine with it.
And
The more the merrier.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm happy to see him getting work too, because with how badly AEW fumbled Miro, Rusev deserves to be wrestling. He's a Brutus.
Yeah, and
He should be out there.
this isn't the way either. Like,
Yeah.
man, if he was on like MLW, he would run the show.
Yeah.
Or
Oh yeah.
NWA, or you know what
Yeah.
I mean? But
If
like
he was on
just
TNA.
Russo?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let me pull up the
Won't let me say
Russo? Vince Russo?
Rusev. No, his phone won't let him say Rusev. Won't let him add that last V.
because Russo's working for JCW now, doing his thing.
Yeah, yeah. Although apparently he's interested in working with TK Bro, take down Vince, even though Vince isn't still in
Oh
charge of
yeah, yeah, yeah,
WWE.
yeah, yeah. Steven Chambers. In fact, the fake graphic that I saw had Vikingo as part of that match also.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see Vikingo coming this way for that match.
Maybe? I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know
is
other
Russo?
languages.
I've
No, I
actually
think
heard
it's just the name.
rumors. I've actually heard rumors that people could be added to that Intercontinental title match.
That's exactly what we were speculating about. I was talking about last week when I found that like fake graphic that was posted a day before Raw, before the match was even announced. But Vikingo was in it, and a couple other people that have been announced for it so far, like Ray Phoenix, Senor Iguana. Right, right. He could be another one. Because you know
I
he's going to be somewhere on the Mania card.
Yeah,
You know,
if they were to bring back the Andre Battle Royal and have that there with all these guys in it, that would be a better option, in my opinion. As far as
they
like
should
the
have.
Mr. Iguana, Vikingo, those guys, like I kind of like the ladder match where it's at right now, where with the five confirmed. If you want to add one more just to make it a nice even six, cool. But beyond that, I don't want a bunch of AAA guys just thrown in there just to be there. I
No,
want
no,
the
but I
Andre.
wouldn't mind. But I wouldn't mind like Dragunov or Aleister Black or like you know what I mean. There's a
Yeah,
couple other names that I wouldn't mind seeing in there.
yeah,
He's going to he's going to
yeah,
be annoying and make them a lot of money.
yeah, yeah. He doesn't have anything specific yet, but he's got his hands in a few storylines going on around the place. Like indirectly, he is responsible for Theory and Logan Paul having the tag titles now.
He doesn't have anything to do with it. His
I
curses
mean,
aren't real.
he cursed Speed, and
His curses
now
aren't real.
because
It's all in
of
Speed's
what.
head. If Speed would have been like, "Oh, I'm cursed," okay, he would have been fine.
No, but I mean, Speed is definitely cursed. He has had chances to change
He's
his
doing it
luck,
to
and
himself. It's all in his own head.
I,
He's making it all happen.
I don't think so, man. Danhausen, he's not of this earth.
Yeah, he's from the sewer.
He's not a Ninja Turtle. Come on.
Guest.
There you go. You got it. And there you go, BJ. Might find some lint in that beer or something.
Nope, crystal clear beer.
But yeah, I've heard that of the participants, there is a good chance somebody could be added. They kind of hinted at it on AAA. He could be chasing after a championship. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Why not just throw
Yep.
in Joe Hendry and like, you know?
But yeah. Well, the
Interesting enough, there was a video.
The ref got
but
pulled
then
into the line of the curse. So
after
yeah,
the
that was an
curse,
accident.
but then afterwards they posted a video on Instagram. And then they posted a video on Instagram of him lifting the curse.
Yes. Yes.
So that referee is no longer cursed.
Yep. Yep. He was never the intended target. So yeah, it makes no sense to keep him cursed.
All right, enough about Demandhausen. We didn't really touch on Finn Dom at all when you left us to.
Right. We kind of went everywhere, but
Well, not everywhere, just to the IC ladder.
right.
Oh.
Which
But
led
yeah,
us down to where the rabbit hole of curses.
we pretty much said we hope it's Demon Finn, and Steven Chambers said he hopes Dom doesn't wear white.
Yeah, he'll have demon paint all over that. That's what we do here. Did everyone just leave me alone? Wow, that's a bad thing to happen.
I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here.
I'm sorry,
But
I
yeah,
saw a squirrel.
we had Roxanne Perez return this week as well on
Yep.
Monday Night
Yeah.
Raw during the Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer segment.
Yeah. Until she showed back up, I had honestly forgotten that she was not around.
Yeah, she had not an injury, but just like something wrong that she had to get taken care of.
Yeah. So, but she's back. Good to go. There you go.
Yeah, and I think they've been doing a good job of building this Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer storyline. I just kind of wish there'd be more matches and promos with some of this stuff. Like, I get the idea that necessarily you're not going to put Oba and Brock in some type of throwaway match with each other. But some of these other things where you can mix it up, like back in the day, we'd see some of the matches being combined as teams just to get some interaction with these guys to tease their matches coming up.
Right. So apparently Roxanne had a cyst, non-cancerous. That's good.
Oh, Happy Easter, Universal.
Universalum.
Universal Law, Happy Easter.
Are
you meditating?
But yeah, let's move on to SmackDown.
Sure. Let's do it.
So, Chef, I'll give you the floor at the moment because I'm going to be I'm not the complete opposite spectrum, but you know, I'm not going to be as far against this. So, hold on.
I was leaning Randy Orton this whole time in this feud. I'm leaning go Randy. Yeah, go Randy. I'm good. I'm good. Cody's had a nice run. He can lose the title. No, now I want Cody to keep that belt and Randy to never touch it again. Because
Hold on.
what?
Who
Why?
did you want to be on the phone?
And anyone but who showed up. Like honestly, I didn't know who it was going to be, but they got the worst guy possible in Pat McAfee. What in the actual fuck? Like seriously, I'm the guy who curses on this show least, but I got to drop the F-bomb on that. Come on, seriously, McAfee, he was gone. It was peaceful. Things were nice. He was gone. He wasn't around. He should have gotten the worst commentator, not Booker T. Pat McAfee was clearly the worst commentator. He sucks. Get him. Oh, he was off my screen. College football was great because he was taken out by that. I don't watch college football. He can stay over there. Just stay in your college football lane. I don't like McAfee. I never liked McAfee. He's a jackass. I don't care what he has to say. He's got a fan perspective. He's got a fan perspective. He's got a fan perspective. I don't give a crap about his fan perspective. I hate McAfee. Keep him the hell off my TV. And now he's with Randy. I could give a crap about Randy Orton anymore. Cody, keep that belt. Go Cody Rhodes.
I do not share the sentiment. I don't mind McAfee at all. But yeah, I don't have a horse in this race. I don't care. Like I was
Thank
archived
you.
right there with you. Yeah,
Ron's a
yeah.
fun
Well,
dude.
hopefully he gets caught trying to jump the guardrail.
I'd be fine with Cody having Gronk on his team. Gronk could absolutely kick the crap out of Pat McAfee. I'd be happy with that.
So a lot of disappointing names that weren't on the other end of that phone.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Right. I forget who I
DiBiase
mentioned
Jr.
earlier. Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
But no one.
Bob
No one was what
Orton.
I was 100%. I was like, no one's on the other line. He's talking to
The
himself.
voices. It was the voices in
Well,
Randy's head.
I started
If
kind
it
of
would have been the
Stephanie
voice,
was a good
too.
shout. Stephanie was a good shout. Whoever said that last week.
it could have just been the voices in
Yeah,
Randy's head.
that just went the other route instead.
Yeah. Worst possible. I mean, I don't mind McAfee, but why? Why this? Why insert him into this? I know
We-
that.
We
know-
do know
we
we
mentioned-
know
we
because we
mentioned the-
talked about Jericho at the top, so we knew
at the
that.
top of the show.
that,
we had
that,
mentioned
that was
we
us.
were just
that
mocking
was
the
us joking
situation.
around. That was us joking around with the Jericho comment there.
Yeah.
For me, I guess it's kind of that thing where it's like, it might be the fan perspective was something I personally like about Pat McAfee, but this is the opposite side. This is a heel side, and his short time where he was heel in NXT was absolutely great.
No, it wasn't.
Like
Yeah,
he
he does-
pulls
Pat
that
McAfee's done
asshole
is ever
persona
great.
just like Logan Paul
Oh,
can.
Come on, Pat McAfee, Adam Cole.
Pat McAfee
Like that whole
sucks.
rivalry.
Yeah,
Nothing.
that match
good
was
ever came from Pat McAfee.
amazing.
Well, that whole rivalry leading up to it.
It can be KO without KO being physical. KO being the one to be getting
Yeah.
in his head and telling him to listen to the voices and reminding him of how they helped Cody win the championship. The storyline connections are there for it to be him and not have to even be in his corner. I don't even blame. I don't know why. I don't blame.
I wished that McAfee had a match against Ridge Holland because then he wouldn't have ever been able to wrestle again.
Oh, come
Well,
on.
you,
Rich Holland
Pat
wasn't sloppy. He
McAfee
messed up
survived
once.
Gunther.
McAfee. Holland messed up once. He wasn't a sloppy wrestler. He was forgiven immediately.
I know, but still, the storyline they went with there. I mean,
But if I'm just looking at the segment, how everything happened, everything Pat did and said was correct. I'm kind of interested just to see where it goes because it was something I wasn't expecting.
well,
And the way
let's-
they presented the segment was absolutely great. Like,
no, it wasn't.
I didn't see it. I was watching real
I-
wrestling at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy when that aired.
McAfee can't talk. He can't talk in a ring on a mic. He's no good there at all. He's worse than he is on commentary where he's in the ring.
Number one, I want to respond.
It
Triple
was
H
a TKO
himself
decision
did,
to bring him in.
Yeah, this was a TKO decision because they're sucking ass at selling WrestleMania tickets to the point that they waived all fees this past Friday for Ticketmaster. Like
Maybe
they are
this is why Road
struggling.
Dogg left.
This is why they brought in John Cena to host because there was no plans for John Cena to be at WrestleMania this year. Like
We need
they're
to sell more
pulling,
tickets. Call
Yeah.
Cena.
They're doing the whole in case of emergency break glass situation. And
Yeah, they're breaking every piece of glass they can find.
Yeah.
Hey, Stone Cold, let's break that glass.
And again, this is something to where you're looking at it and you're like, this card is good, but the one mistake they made is they went back to the same city that just had WrestleMania. Their ticket sales are nowhere near where they were this time last year. Like, that's just fact.
Universal, yeah. For them, yes, because TKO wants to squeeze every dollar they can out of every person they can. So 80,000 is not enough.
Yeah,
By
no,
their
but
by their
let's-
metrics, they should be ahead of that.
But if
by
they
now.
are, so if they've only sold 80,000 tickets, that stadium filled
two
more than
nights.
80,000. Yeah, for 2 nights, filled incredibly more than 80,000. We're talking about 2 nights of WrestleMania, not just one now. 80,000 tickets for one night? Yeah, so what? Is everybody going to night 2 and we're going to have empty arena matches for night 1? And TKO and Endeavor are the same company within WWE. It's all the same company and the same board. But we always enjoy the input from the chat. Yeah, most companies are in debt. That's just how it works.
We're not here at TJ and DG Talk Wrestling. We're just
But
even.
in the end, I'm going to see where this goes. I'm just in the end very much surprised that they went with Pat McAfee. Like, it's just a surprising turn where I feel like, how many people did they call before Pat to sit there and say this? Because I could see Kevin Owens saying no because he can't get in the ring. So if he can't get physical, why does he want to be involved in the story unless it's a one-off appearance?
I don't see them wanting to have gone the Owens direction. Like, it would make sense from a fan's perspective, but from their perspective, if they can't use the guy at ringside, or you know what I mean, then I don't think they would have gone that route.
But I'm just saying, like, what we saw this week. KO just being revealed as the person and just having Randy constantly hitting Cody with the chair and being an outside voice, repeating what the voices in his head are saying, and everything in Orton's world is just syncing up to that moment.
Now that I'm thinking of it, it makes a lot of sense for it to be McAfee.
In what way? I'm very interested in this now.
Just like the high energy hype man side of him, the voice in his ear, the guy telling him, "Yeah, hurt him more, hurt him more." Like, I could definitely see him like fitting that role well. It won't be fun to watch. It'll still like be cringeworthy, but I think it makes a lot of sense to me now, like the role that he will play in this.
Yeah,
I don't really see.
I don't need that role anywhere near this feud at all.
I mean, I don't.
You'd rather
see
it be
him...
Goldberg then.
Let's look at it like this.
I guess. I think I'd rather, if it has to be either Goldberg or McAfee talking to Randy, I think I'd rather it be Goldberg.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed how they did me for my last match. So here's what I want you to do.
Yowie wowie.
Yeah, 100%.
And what house shows they do, and what house shows they do are either overseas or they're special holiday type shows or they're hyped for
absolutely
leading up to a big show.
Ric Flair would have made more sense.
see, here we go. What Arn Anderson would have made more sense. Like, let's just say KO, as the example, was revealed as the person that Orton was talking to. Arn would be the counter to that on Cody's side.
Yeah.
Because then you're just going to line up too much against him, and Arn would probably still get physically involved and hit a DDT or a spine buster. Just enough. Or be the counter to Pat McAfee getting involved to keep it one-on-one.
I just thought of a match I want to see. Pat McAfee with Randy Orton in his corner versus Stephanie McMahon with Cody Rhodes in her corner.
Why would you ever want to? Why would anyone see that match?
With Danhausen as the referee, and it's R-Truth. Hold on, and R-Truth is on commentary. R-Truth is on commentary, calling Danhausen Asuka the entire time.
I think Chef just left the show.
Chef has left the chat.
Yeah, that was all stupid. I'll shut up now.
But no, there's just, I'm not going to condemn. I try not to condemn something right away. Like I said, I liked what was said. I liked the direction it was going. It's just surprised the person who was saying it.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, because he really did just like trash the current product.
Yeah, and that's another thing that kind of plays into it for me, because when we talk about that, he has that fan perspective. Guess what? Now that fan perspective is something that is shared among plenty of the fans. To where for a long time we're sitting there like, hey, Monday Night Raw sucked. Oh, Monday Night Raw's been good. And now SmackDown's the show that sucks because it just seems like. And again, this is also something else as a whole. a lot of this WrestleMania card has been shoehorned in together outside of our Royal Rumble winners and Elimination Chamber winners. Like, it definitely does have reek of, hey, this show could have been selling more tickets if you had it more properly planned in advance.
Well, they had proper planning, but injuries are a bad thing, you know?
But we're also talking about a company and a sport where they usually have backup plans. And when you're at the Royal Rumble and you still don't know what you want your WrestleMania card to look like outside of 2 to 4 matches, and you still have, hypothetically, if you're doing 7 matches a night, you still have 10 more matches to plan. And the whole Braun Breaker Seth Rollins thing, Seth Rollins wasn't even promised for WrestleMania at that point.
Right.
You know, so then you're looking at like, all right, we got some of these returns late in the game on the road to WrestleMania. Then we got an injury beginning the road to WrestleMania. So you couldn't have gotten to Seth Rollins and Gunther a little bit faster? They give us
like
a bit
little
more
preview
build.
because you know, like
And
whenever they
the
get
what
around
if?
to it, this is going to be a feud.
Yeah, and because what if Braun Breaker got cleared 2 weeks sooner? You started planting the seeds for Gunther and Seth. You let them have a match on like Monday Night Raw or something. That looked really funny, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It wasn't even like funny bone. I just caught the corner, and yeah, I think I already
But
had
yeah,
a bruise there for some reason.
you could have planned the seeds for the match to happen in the future without the vision involved. And you still do the same thing that I say they should do at WrestleMania. Braun Breaker calls Seth Rollins the match, or in the case of it happening on a Monday Night Raw, the match just gets completely thrown out and Braun Breaker takes out both guys to get to Seth. You know, like he just goes through Gunther, then goes through Seth. They rule it a no contest. Life goes on. But where we're at right now, back to the conversation at hand. My problem wasn't with the message or the messenger necessarily. It was just like you had the opportunity to have so many other different people. Like The Rock definitely was not the answer because we saw what happened last year when he got involved. Everything he did was so sporadic. It's just we're connecting
Nobody
threads
wanted
after what happened no, but I'm just saying, like, if it was The Rock to pick back up on this Cody thing, it's like, so you waited a year to come back after you ruined John Cena and ruined a quarter of his retirement tour?
Yeah, because The Rock does what he wants when he wants. So now was the time that he felt like coming back to ruin more stuff.
And that's how you end up with Black Adam.
Yeah, pretty much.
Against Codelander.
But even this week, even in response to that later in the show, after all that happens and Cody comes out, he drops the disco. I just love the whole thing. You know, it would have been like Hall and Nash talking months on end about the third guy, and the third man ends up being Disco Inferno. One, that popped me.
That was hilarious.
Number two, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
He's not that like that's
Not at all.
Not that I'm comparing Pat McAfee to Disco Inferno in any way.
Disco Inferno was entertaining.
Yeah, you know what? There's another match I would like to see.
Disco Inferno versus Pat McAfee.
Well, Glenn Gilberti versus Pat McAfee, yeah. Like somewhere in the Indies, somewhere.
Eventually, you know.
Like GCW.
But yeah, we just have Cody talking about what's happening, and it's like you're starting to see glimpses of what could be a preview of a heel Cody, because a lot of that, some of that seemed like a shoot because of the backlash of a lot of stuff, which WWE's been getting a lot of backlash late for putting the title back on Cody, which it should never happen. Cody should have won that match by disqualification after he was put through the Slim Jim table at ringside. That match should have never been allowed to continue.
Yeah. Referee discretion at some point doesn't make a lot of sense.
And then we have last week, Sami Zayn winning the United States Championship, which you don't hear many people argue about him having a moment. And this is one where it was just like,
Yeah,
again,
Sammy
another
was
thing
getting
where
booed like crazy this week.
yeah, it's another thing to where you could see WWE didn't know what they wanted to do. And since we aired a week ago, we've had 2 more title changes on the main roster.
Yep.
It seems like every week we're talking title changes on the road to WrestleMania. Cool, you're making it interesting, but now when you're doing it this much, you're taking away the interest of something the possibility Mello won't be on the WrestleMania card.
Yeah. I still think there's a chance we get that 3-way, but the arguments you made against it earlier were pretty compelling.
It's really bad on their part to the point now where if the TKO board or whatever is getting involved because they see what's going on, they're just worried about making money. If you book a good card, the
It'll make
fans
the
will
money.
come. Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah. But, mistake number 1, deciding to go back to Vegas instead of go to the original plan with New Orleans. Number 2, the ticket prices being where they are. Number 3, the creative not being as strong as it could have been heading in.
And some of the creative has been good. It's just one of those things. Yeah, some. Like, I kind of disagree with this whole thing right now with the WWE Women's Championship, B-Fab and Meechin joining Jade.
Yeah, that's
they've been feud. It's weird.
Yeah, the way they were feuding, and then just all of a sudden be like, "Oh yeah, we're her girlfriends now."
You can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. I guess they each decided to hold a pocket.
It was just that one was another one that felt off. The sad thing with that is most of his ideas were getting rejected or changed up last minute. So it wasn't even anything he was doing at this point. And anyway, I think he felt kind of burnt out. Time for a change.
Yeah.
Note to self: don't drink sours on air anymore. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
making
you make
weird,
fun faces.
I'm gonna be making weird faces.
Note to self: continue to tell BJ to drink sours on stream.
100%.
It's a blueberry cheesecake sour. Oh.
Another interesting thing on SmackDown this week. We have Uncle Howdy defeat Tama Tonga. A little bit, I jumped ahead a little bit right before that we had a backstage promo with MFT. Tama tells Solo to stay in the back. Solo comes out and tries to get involved. Cost him the match. But Tama takes the lantern from Solo and returns it to Uncle Howdy. Because Tama's pointing out, you're too obsessed with all this. This is bringing us nothing but bad luck.
Yeah, enough of it already. Which is, that is one way to get the fan perspective in there that I can get behind. Having one of the people that's involved directly already with the stuff say, okay, enough of this. We need to move on.
Yeah, I really liked how that was done. And then there was even a promo afterwards with them backstage with Thomas saying, we need to get back to business. And even Solo then is like,
you're right.
We're going to finish. Yeah, but we're going to finish this with the Wyatts first. Like, let it go.
Yeah. Solo finally sees what everyone else is saying, and is like, okay, all right, fine. Yeah, you're right, but we got to finish this first, just because we're here.
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't see that you guys had gold because of this. You lost that gold that you won from the Wyatts. and you lost it to R-Truth and Damian Priest.
Which, you know what? I got no problem with them being champs at all. None
I saw something
whatsoever.
about that win where Damian Priest didn't know the finish of the match.
Well, looking at his face as he was sitting there in the corner with Truth in the cover, I believe that report.
So do I, because he was just like, wait, did this really happen?
The entire time he's just sitting there like, what? Did that
This is-
what?
This entitled title win is one big rib on Damian Priest.
I'm here for it.
But no, hopefully we can move on from this feud. Because the way they haven't booked it, like it had potential, they haven't booked it properly. Neither team really looks weaker or stronger for a matter. They're just as they were.
Yep. I'm sorry, BJ just took another sip.
Yeah. And I don't mind the idea that they put that of what they did. It doesn't seem like there's been enough stuff of justifying why they stole it outside of, oh, you're just a bully on the playground that took another kid's toy you don't have.
Right.
Boo-hoo. Cry me a river.
More or less, yep.
It's disappointing because this feud had so much potential at the start.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like either team looks weaker. If I'm going to say anybody looks weaker, it's the MFTs as compared to the Wyatts are just right where they were still.
The Booker looks the weakest out of this feud. Yeah, and the Wyatts had nothing to lose. You know what I mean? Going into the feud, they gained the belts, they lost the belts, but then the MFTs lost the belts. So it was like, why are we still doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like over a lantern because Solo's jealous.
Archives right there with you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Gacy deserves way better.
Yes. Yeah, he's totally being. He was the leader of Schism. He was great as the mouthpiece. He was great as the mouthpiece.
It was a weird fit. It was a weird fit for him, but it worked. But he works much better in his
like he did right after the Schism, where he was doing all that weird stuff, was just great.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. Once the Baldies left.
Yeah, that was the problem. A lot of that talent got lost. Ava moved on to other.
Ava was never the right fit to be in that group at all. She was just weird there.
She moved on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, NXT GM, thanks nepotism.
But all right, one more major thing to talk about from SmackDown. We kind of talked about the whole Mello trick thing with Sammy. Sammy gave Mello the rematch. They had a fantastic match. Mm-hmm. I hope that Mello somehow makes it to WrestleMania, but his chances are looking slim to none.
Yeah.
Like, sadly. I don't see where he fits. I don't think we're this close to WrestleMania now where he fits.
Yeah.
What, is he going to become the first two-time Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner on SmackDown?
Yep, winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal again. I mean,
does that...
Like, I don't see it going.
Now, if he wins something.
If he wins the Andre, if he wins the Andre, does he get to, like, pick to be in a title match in the future or anything like that?
You just 3 Andre trophies for a women's title shot.
All right, Andy Kaufman.
Yeah. No.
You have to win this year and next year, and then he gets a shot at the Divas title.
But if he holds
Divas title, wow.
But if he holds on to those 3 and wins 2 more, he can get a solo shot at the tag team championships.
Yes.
All right.
And now, if you get the
bronze.
Yeah, if you get the 7, you get a mid-card title shot, and you gotta get a whooping 12 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophies to get a world title shot. You don't want to know how many. how many for a WWE title shot?
How many does it take to get the free Quiznos sub?
Oh,
That's
usually they
not on
just
the
look you
list.
up. Yeah, you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
go when they give it to you.
But I feel like that's not the right place for him neither at this point. Rumor has it he could be getting ready to go on his honeymoon, so that is a legit reason to miss it. But you think you would plan around WrestleMania and make sure you can get your biggest paycheck,
He might have planned around it, but his wife didn't.
considering you probably just paid for your honeymoon and could use that money. Damn it, Kalani. You need to be. What happened to all that money? You need to be spending that money you're making from TNA as their champion right now. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You lost that. That money's going to go to Ariana Grace paying for her honeymoon with Stax. Wow. Tell us how you really feel, BJ.
I mean, he keeps going back for more.
Hey, he's always. He did it as I said that, so I looked up and just saw the look on his face.
I'm strong to the finish because I ate some spinach. Okay.
What
No,
kind
it's
of
very
spinach is
good.
purple?
Well, I feel like I look like Popeye in that instance. But no, it's very good. It's just very sour.
Purple drink.
It's a blueberry cheesecake sour.
Interesting.
So,
And you really
Moving-
do taste the cheesecake, by the way. Go on.
moving on. Stand and Deliver, which I think I'm the only one here that actually watched it.
Yeah. I forgot yesterday
fell
was
asleep.
Saturday.
You've been thinking it's been Saturday since Thursday or
Yeah,
Wednesday.
I don't know what's wrong.
Whatever
with
day
me.
it was.
Yeah. It's
It's
I
been
was
the
mixed
weekend
up
for
all
us
last
all
week
week.
too.
It's been a weird week and a half.
It really has. But yeah, do a quick rundown. Shawn Michaels actually opened up the show. He brought out Sexy Red. I fast forwarded past that, so she said his name.
Why does
That's
why
about
does she
when I
need to be
fell
around
asleep.
at all?
Yeah, anytime she was on my screen, I fast forwarded. I didn't care.
Yeah,
I
does anyone
understand
care?
that. I understand. I have a slight journalistic duty to it, but I
don't
will
know who
stop
Sexy
doing this
Red is.
before I watch one of those segments.
I don't know that anyone asked for her at all.
TKO.
Like I said, outside of them, and even that.
Well,
didn't do any of-
I just threw the answer out there. You know.
Is she really even that famous? Like, I've never heard a single thing about her outside of her appearances on NXT.
She's famous for being Cardi B's cousin.
Then again, I've never heard anything about Jelly Roll outside of WWE. So you know what I
I've
mean?
heard-
It's like these
I've heard
celebrities that
of-
I feel
No.
like they just materialize.
No,
I
no,
heard
I knew of Jelly Roll. Yeah,
I heard of Jelly Roll before WWE. I had
Well, I don't
never
listen
heard
to
of.
I don't listen to Farm Emo, so like I
I don't
wouldn't have
either,
heard
but
of Jelly Roll.
Yeah, I heard of him. I don't listen to his music. I could give a crap about that, but I did hear of him at least before he showed up on WWE.
Oh my god, let me
Sexy
just
Red,
I-
on the other hand, only reason
I
I
don't
know
listen
she
to-
exists is because of WWE.
yeah, like Jelly Roll, I knew of because of my wife and somebody
I don't
else I
listen
knew.
to Farm Emo at all, but I
Like-
had I had a 2-hour drive back home yesterday after I got together with my family, and someone in the vehicle insisted we listen to Farm Emo the whole ride. So,
I'm sorry.
like, it was right. I did hear some songs that I like recognized and hated 20 years ago. Like I Love This Bar and like you know. But yeah, no, it was weird. It was rough. No,
But yeah.
no. It's fine. It's only a 6%, so it's like no 5.5. So it's not even like it's strong. Yeah, it'll just wake me
So
up.
that's like an appetizer for him.
Yeah. But yeah. I was just tortured yesterday with Farm Emo, and yeah.
Yeah.
So any country star
I
right
knew
now, I'm coming for you.
When I got introduced to him, a lot of he wasn't really signed to any label yet, so he was doing like a lot of YouTube stuff and everything.
I have not archives. You're lying. That was maybe last show.
But yeah, moving on to the main card now. Moving on to the main card, and enough of BJ's beer drinking hiccups.
BJ Hiccup Spear.
We kicked off with the NXT Women's Championship triple threat. Great match. There were some, the screen did go black several times, as Steven Chambers said in the chat, because of wardrobe malfunctions from JC.
Yeah,
And on you, yeah, they were quick on the button on that one because the show was on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a really good match. Congratulations to Lola Vice becoming the first Cuban American Women's Champion in WWE. Period.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
It was
Congratulations.
Cuban?
Yeah.
Yes, Cuban B.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Well, okay, moving on now. Because BJ's, I don't know if his mind just got blown or well, I guess you don't get to watch much at NXT, so neither do I
No,
really.
we're usually live when it happens, and then like we get off air and hang out, and usually NXT's over, and I just don't go back. I don't have time.
Yeah. But yeah, Kendall Gray looked really great in the match as well. Like Kendall Gray, I feel like they're putting a rocket to her, but they're keeping it controlled right now so she doesn't get to the top too fast. But as long as she keeps looking good in her matches and looking like a credible contender, that's what matters. So that because she vacated her Evolve Women's Championship to be able to do this and chase the other title. I'm really looking forward to see how she develops over the next year or two. Yep. I feel like JC Jane we're probably going to see called up after WrestleMania.
About time.
At some point, I think she's ready.
She's been ready, but they had to keep her where she is because they needed other people to get ready to take her spot.
Well, and also they needed her to help raise up a couple of people.
Yeah, to elevate the next ones coming up. And it makes sense to put the title on Lola right now.
Yep.
I disagree with that. I think Fallon Henley could learn on the fly, being with JC still, but Lacey Lane is the other one. Yeah,
it's not Lacey Lane. That's not her name.
Don't Google that name, by the way.
See, that's where it comes to. I don't even know her name. So no, she's not ready to be called up. Anybody else would like to chime in with the correct name who is not in the chat?
Lainey Reed.
All right, see, somebody here knew it. So we haven't lost all our credibility.
Yeah.
And I see the chat's ears are not working today because I asked for anybody who was not in chat.
He gave it after I gave it, so there you go. I gave it first. What are you doing?
They're fickle
Boo
fans.
Yourself. Boo yourself.
Also, I can't repeat enough. Do not Google the name that DG just said a minute ago.
No, go ahead and do it. Just not don't put it up on our screen. we're people, maybe. Well, not really today, but we can't show that on YouTube. Why? Okay, we need to get back on the rails. Rails, DG, rails.
Hey, I tried moving on 2 minutes ago, and then we had gone off the rails at that point. I tried. You guys don't listen. Nobody listens to the ginger. Moving on now. The NXT Tag Team Championships. The Vanity Project retaining against Los Americanos, which was a really good match, actually. Like how much they have 4 guys technically, who are not anywhere near the heritage of Mexico and completely killing it in these gimmicks. I'm all for.
What do you mean by that?
Anyway,
Which-
moving on.
Which part is with good reason? Yes.
What do you mean by?
I mean, probably
Yeah.
not listening to the Ginger for good reason. That's usually how that comes out.
Now I
know.
understand. Yes.
I meant. Yeah, never mind. Go on.
Uh,
You
it-
said
it-
something about Ryo and
it-
Bravo not being Mexican, and I was like, "What do you mean by that?"
That would be really cool, but it would have to be a 2-night event. Or you would have to do it in a weekend where half the event is just an NXT event on Saturday and then the main PLE on Friday with the main roster championships.
Oh,
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing that. One thing I am disappointed about, speaking of Los Americanos, is that it looks like we're. I know who you are behind that account, sir.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you do, Mr. Backstage.
do we still have that loaded up?
Do we still have what?
Nothing.
You know what I'm disappointed about? I haven't got to tell Tara to shut up today. I just realized.
Yeah,
Where's she at?
She's probably
Yeah,
with
she-
family
it's
or
Easter,
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
Easter, so Well, just because she's not here, shut up, Tara.
Ginger hit it. It's not a show without it.
Yeah. So somewhere's out there. I hope she hears it. Just echoing it. Are you sure?
What, about what?
Who knows anymore? I'm trying to
Fair
talk wrestling, and now we're talking why nobody listens to me. And let's be honest, people probably shouldn't listen to me, but they should at the same time. I don't know anymore. I'm just here.
Oh, your word is gospel.
That makes as much sense as it should.
Yeah.
But yeah, that tag team match was really, really good. Like a Vandy project, I think that if they were to stay a team just for the next like 5-6 years, eventually when that breakup happens, it's going to do good for both of them. Because I've seen something, it seems like the trend in wrestling is no longer who's the Marty Jannetty of the group.
Right. Yeah. Because every team has two Shawn Michaels now.
I mean, back in that time, you got to remember, everybody saw Marty Jannetty as the breakout star between them and not Shawn.
Well, until the barbershop window.
Yeah, and then Marty just fell apart after that.
Yeah, let's not talk about what happened to him in his life after that. Or before that, for that matter.
There's always one.
Danny's nurse is the only one listening to the Ginger.
Thank you,
Seems
Danny's nurse.
So my experience with watching this last night, I fell asleep during Sexy Red and HBK and woke up and was like, why?
That's some weird dreams you get after that.
Right. No, and I woke up and I was like, oh, wow, Vanity Project and the Americanos. Like, I'm going back to sleep. That was pretty much my experience with this match. I remember waking up and being like, what? Oh, I must have fallen asleep.
No,
That sounds like a good idea.
there were a couple moments in that match where I was kind of hoping they would hotshot the tag titles to them to see them go to AAA. Considering the fact that it seems like the mask versus mask match against OG Americano and El Grande is going to happen in AAA and not at WrestleMania, which is really disappointing considering realistic the feud started on Raw. The whole gimmick started there. The whole story started there.
But the feud is
They
way
took it and
bigger in
ran with it.
AAA.
Yeah,
but-
AAA saw it and was like, I love this.
Mhm.
it might be bigger, but I think it's just as big still here. It's just the weird thing is, the weird thing is, for me, is the shift in the characters. In Mexico, the bad guy. El Grande is the good guy. Here is the complete opposite. Even to the fact of the color masks they wear, of how the characters gotta be portrayed. So I think that so it's just kind of weird to me that, but I love that opposite reaction. It reminds me a lot of the days when we had the America versus Canada type thing in the Attitude Era. It didn't matter how over of an American babyface you were at that time. You entered the UK or Canada, you were getting booed out that building, unless you were Stone Cold Steve Austin. It took a really over gimmick to get over that hump.
It reminds me a lot of the indies, where it's like you'll go to shows at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy and you'll see certain wrestlers and they'll be, face or heel, whatever. And then the next night you go to a show somewhere else and they're playing a completely different role.
Yeah.
Whatever works
Yeah.
for the promotion, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, moving on to the next match, Sol Ruca versus Zarya. Sol Ruca picks up the
About
win.
time.
Very good match. That was another very good match. Like, I'm working on graphics during this, and everything I was doing took much longer because I couldn't take my eyes off the TV during this show. Like, they did a really good job putting this show together. I kind of wish the main roster would take notes regularly on what they're doing down in NXT, because they're using a similar formula and it translates much better than what we see on Raw and SmackDown every week, regardless of how good it is or isn't.
It's because TKO cares a lot less about NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So NXT kind of has a little more freedom to do kind of things the way they want and try different things that they aren't necessarily doing on the main roster.
Yeah, and also because it's
kinda hit or miss.
developmental.
And
Being
it's been hit or
developmental
miss,
helps.
but it's been hit or miss, but it's been mostly hit. You know what I mean? Like HBK knows what he's doing down there, and it's like TKO. Every once in a while they'll look down and be like, "You doing all right? Cool." But that's the extent of it. They don't care what's happening in NXT. As long as it's making them money.
Yep.
At least a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, after that match, we get another banger of a match. The Men's North American Championship, Miles Bourne retains against Johnny Gargano. And
I did wake up toward the end of this one.
Wow. What a great match. After the match, Dion Lennox attacks Miles Bourne, setting up that match. And we even get a promo backstage segment a little bit later in the show with Dark State, where they're like, "Why didn't you tell us what we were doing?" Seems like they're planting seeds to get towards a Dark State breakup, which at this point needs to happen before you lose anything else with any of these other guys that have potential in that group.
My question is, what happens to the three guys who aren't Dion, who I don't still know their names even?
Cutler James, Saquon Sugars.
See?
Sugars is the one I don't usually remember.
Blanking on that last one.
Yeah, these other three guys are
Osiris Griffin.
Griffin.
I'll buy that.
That's who it is.
Yeah. These other three guys, I know they exist,
you know what?
They still haven't made an impression on me, honestly.
And the
only reason I know who Dion is because he used to be the bookworm guy.
Yeah. The other thing I wouldn't mind seeing is maybe a shakeup for the group. Either a new member or swap out member. Bring in somebody like Keanu Carter, who's been obviously upset about stuff, and that would put a monster within that group now that people are going to second to make them look a bit more dangerous, because they don't feel dangerous no more. And that's part of the problem. They're just there. They're not doing anything. They're not disrupting anything. They're not changing anything.
Dark State's here. Cool.
Yeah. Are they going to be funny again this week?
Tony D'Angelo just ran through that entire group in like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Like what? Like how much more can you bury this group and then try to do something with them still?
Right. Are they badasses? Are they a comedy troupe? Who knows? Week to week it changes, and I honestly can't even be bothered to learn their names yet.
They look better anytime they appear in TNA.
They did.
Than they did in NXT. It's like when they first formed, they were going to both brands. I'm like, oh, I like what I'm seeing in TNA. Why aren't they doing this on NXT?
It was like, oh, they could be getting Retribution right this time. Nope.
Retribution.
And we're talking about a group that's had the tag team championships twice.
Yeah, and I still don't know their names.
Didn't they have the TNA titles at one
No,
point?
they got an opportunity at them, but they were in the middle of a feud with somebody else. So it wasn't exactly the greatest finish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. I didn't watch regular NXT this week, but I think Mike Santana appeared this week for a 6-man tag as well. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
The only thing I knew from that week was the finish that led up to the women's triple threat. I don't know why that just popped in my head. But speaking of women's matches, the women's North American Championship, Tatum Paxley retains her title and gets the belt back, which is weird to say when a champion retains their title, but, you know, Blake Monroe stole the belt.
She had it in her possession, yes.
And she finally got back her championship. I'm not sure this feud's necessarily over. But they had like a segment where Blake Monroe, the Vanity Project, went off. They were looking for scissors. So I have a feeling on Tuesday we're going to see a video package of all Tatum Paxley's dolls bald.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Like, that's where my brain instantly went.
You get pissed off at your kid sister and you just go cuddle her Barbie hair. Yeah.
The last time Thea Hale I saw on NXT, she might have been on this past week. Like I said, I didn't get to watch it, but she lost the match to Red Sinclair to get so that one of them would get the Speed Championship match against Fallon Henley.
Yep.
And then
a couple weeks ago.
Promo she was involved. It wasn't a promo. It was a backstage segment that she was involved in, but I don't remember too much about that. But I think like in the last couple of days on social media, there was something that was out there.
Whoops.
Yeah, she hasn't had enough TV time since she lost the title.
She's still young. I'm not worried about it. I just wish that they would see the potential in pushing her, especially after that.
Of it.
Yeah, after she accidentally won the Women's North American Championship.
It's almost as if it's punishment for that.
Yeah. It's like, okay, you had your 15 minutes too early. We're going to pull you back for a while.
Yeah. That's what it feels like, at least to me.
But yeah, that was a decent match as well. Like I said, this whole card was good. It was a good cool down match before the main event, which was the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Championship. Joe Hendry defending against Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and Tony D'Angelo. And I loved Tony D'Angelo's attitude coming into this, considering that essentially he was going up against 3 outsiders that came in and have all held that title.
Yeah. He's the only one who
I don't think... Did Ethan Page win the NXT Championship?
Ethan Page, that's just the North American that Ethan's
Okay.
But
so
yeah,
2
Tony
of the 3
D
men.
being the only homegrown guy. Everyone else is an outsider. Tony.
Which they made note of on commentary. I was awake for some of this one.
Yes. Yeah, and they really did a good job with this. This is kind of the match I imagined, just on a bigger scale at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship Fatal 4-Way we would talk about. You know, like, not that necessarily 3 outsiders, but the 4 guys being in there and 2 different storylines intertwining, because we kind of saw Ricky Saints and Ethan Page are probably going to have their own thing at some point. Joe
Right, because
Hendry might
early on
go
in the
ahead.
match, Saints and Page kind of had a little bit of an alliance going until they didn't.
Right.
Yep. So we kind of see where that's going to go.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in that. I think that's going to be a fun feud. Something we didn't get in AEW was really those two working against each other.
So who does the face turn for that feud? Because they're both
Ethan.
working as heels.
Ethan.
Saints.
See,
I
you
think
each
it's.
got different answers.
I think
You know?
I think with Ricky just turning heel, it's too soon to turn him back to being face. Ethan Page has been a heel for a while now. You could do the turn with him, or you just don't do the turn, and it's two guys trying to get to the NXT championship.
You know what? You're right, but it works either way.
Yeah, it could be a case where the fans choose who they cheer, and I think they would cheer Ethan over Ricky.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. If that's the case of where it goes, and they're like, we're just going to see what the fans' attitude is on this, because now, which is something that I've said before, the state of wrestling the way it is now, fans don't just boo heels and cheer faces by default. Fans cheer
Right.
who they like, regardless of what side of the line they're on.
They find something they like in every individual, and that's how they base who they cheer on.
You know, MJF, he's good in the ring. He's not the greatest, but he knows what he's doing. He's really good at the pacing of his matches and when he does his moves and stuff. But when it
I'd
comes to
cheer
him,
MJF all day.
yeah, the promo, because his promo work is absolutely amazing. And I've used it twice already, so I'm going for the third strike.
I would clap 2 inches from his face while he's personally trashing me.
I'm better than you, and you know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what he does is absolutely amazing. You can see he takes the time of his promos and stuff, putting them together. I saw an interview, I think it was with Chris Van Vliet, where he was talking about, I sit at home, and whether I'm in a feud with a guy or not, I'm taking notes of what I would say to him. You know, like, that's something to where, like, you think of like a freestyle rapper or something, a battle rapper or something, just sitting there jotting down notes and stuff that he could eventually use and stuff like that.
Eminem right there.
Yeah. But in the end, Tony D'Angelo wins this fatal 4-way, pinning Joe Hendry to win the NXT championship.
And to become the first ever NXT Grand Slam champion.
Nope. Wrong.
No?
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are both Grand Slam winners, I do believe. Adam Cole held every title as well.
Ciampa never had the North American.
All right, so this is Adam Cole. Johnny Gargano's held. He's a tag team champion, North American champion, and NXT champion.
He never had the women.
So Tony D'Angelo's also a former women's champion?
I literally saw that stat. I literally saw that stat earlier that he was the first ever Grand Slam, but let me look it up.
No, I believe it's Johnny Gargano and Tony D'Angelo are the two. Oba Femi never held the tag titles. Mello never held the tag titles. I don't think Trick ever held the tag titles.
Trick Mello Game never had tag belts together?
No.
Tony D'Angelo became the first officially recognized NXT Grand Slam champion on April 4th, 2026 at Stand and Deliver.
Okay. First officially recognized.
Oh, hold on. All right, hold on. So as you were looking up, so was I. It's two different eras. Johnny Gargano is the original, as he was a Grand Slam winner before the introduction of the Heritage Cup to NXT after 2.0.
That's it.
So Tony D'Angelo also had the Heritage Cup.
Aha.
So in this era of NXT. Yeah, because if you go back and watch a lot of that.
So
we're both right, but I'm more right.
And there's no Heritage Cup anymore to worry about, so it really doesn't matter. It should be Johnny Gargano.
Johnny never won it though, so he's not.
So, but yeah, there's no Heritage Cup anymore.
But that's like,
he was there and never won it.
So Tony's can be the only one to ever win this Grand Slam.
So the only official
ever because there's no more Heritage Cup.
Recognized Grand Slam champion in NXT.
First, only, and last.
But if you go back and watch those days at where Johnny Gargano wins the NXT Championship from Ciampa, they do they
Archives.
they
Come on,
do
the IC
acknowledge
title
him.
has roots, okay?
They do acknowledge him as a Grand Slam champion. So of the Black and Gold era, he is the original. But then
Oh,
Yeah, it's pre all spotty rainbow colors all over the place like a Jackson Pollock.
kindergarten classroom, NXT.
So after this, and I'm going to say the same thing about the opening match. I feel like after WrestleMania, we could see the Joe Hendry call up now. I feel like Joe Hendry's done what he can do there. Maybe he has a bit of a short feud to get to the point of the call up, because we will have, I think it's Backlash coming up after WrestleMania, or Clash, whichever one it is. And because we're going to get the blow off WrestleMania feuds in the first big show. So we'll probably get the Cody Randy rematch if Randy wins the title, stuff like that. And then we'll start transitioning to the next stage of going forward, and it would just make sense for Joe Hendry to get the call up. There's really nobody really left for him to feud with, unless you're going to insert him somehow as a buffer for Ricky and Ethan at the moment, so that they both kind of have to go through him as well, and they both get the pin over the last champion.
Yeah, I think I'm first of all, I'm really hoping they reinstate a draft this year, because that seems to be the best way to bring up a lot of these NXT people, and there are a lot of NXT people to be brought up right now.
Been what, a year we've been talking about the draft now?
A year and a half. We've been talking about.
They haven't had one for 2 years now, so
we've been talking. I bet you if we go back to our original episode, we somehow bring up the draft.
I remember it was like post-Mania, and you were like, yeah, the draft. And I was like, what draft? They haven't said anything about a draft yet.
You were right.
There were rumblings of them doing it, and there was even a date planned for it, and then they were just like, there's too much other stuff going on, and then they started the ESPN deal much earlier than anticipated.
It was like, oh, it's got to happen before SummerSlam, and then they're like, they didn't pull the trigger on it then. And it's like, oh, well, we don't have it. For it to happen
at that point, it wasn't happening. And then they did that BS transfer window weird crap.
That was a long time ago. That wasn't.
Yeah, but we were.
Well,
that was the beginning of. No, that was in the beginning. That was like the first 6 months of us doing the channel.
Wow,
was
it really?
Yeah.
I hated that. Yeah.
Because that was when.
The transfer window was still in the Vince era.
Was it? Was it that long ago?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And 100%. The transfer window was like 3 or 4 years ago.
I could have sworn that last year they did that crappy transfer window stuff. That was like, why don't you just have a draft and get it over with?
They only did it once, and it didn't matter.
It was stupid. It was stupid because everything was just randomly happening. Like I said, the two things that in the case I would like to see. Because you could do a one-night draft, and you could just draft from NXT, and then you could introduce something. But here I get it because it's actually a good idea. So why would WWE do it? They'll go that complete opposite route and make it crappy as hell. And then you could have a trade period where you trade the superstars between the shows. And so you're bringing up new talent, and at the same time, you're swapping the main roster sub to introduce fresh feuds. You're killing two birds with one stone.
Like I see where you're coming from, and I see why you're saying that, but like the draft honestly works best when the pool is open and the two shows have their choice. Yeah, I get it. It's not like what you would expect of a typical draft. It's not.
It's a wrestling draft. But to me, it's more of a reshuffle. It's not a draft. It's a reshuffling. It's a transfer window, just with the guys picking live.
People and this person picks, so it's technically a draft.
No, it's a transfer window. They're just announcing the transfers live instead of making us making us sit here and wait
No,
wait
they're
4
literally-
months
no,
over it.
no.
they're
A transfer
literal-
window is where you
Going up
pick
to
where
a
you're
podium
going.
and saying, "I picked this person," and they say, "I picked this person." It's a
But
draft.
WWE
draft.
didn't even do the transfer
Like a fantasy
window
draft.
like that.
It's like
Yeah,
fantasy
all right,
football
no,
draft.
yeah, it's closer to that than an actual draft, to where if you allow the reshuffle.
technically, yes, it is.
But you're
by definition of draft.
But
Yes.
it's just the idea that the concept's old, and all it does is just reshuffle the cards, and maybe you bring up a couple people to
So
where
that's
if you have
literally the best way you can do this, to just be like, okay, the pool's open. I want this guy. I want this guy. I want this guy. Like schoolyard. You know what I mean? That's literally the best way we can do it.
The only way that at this point I agree with that is if the champions are not draft eligible, the champions are stuck on their shows.
I'm fine
The
with
title,
it, but
titles should not swap shows.
what about the U.S. and Intercontinental?
Nope, the titles
Why?
do not swap. The titles
Why?
do not swap shows.
Why?
That way you
That's
can
so
keep the
many
women's and
times
men's
before.
together. That way you keep the women's and men's together on
Exactly,
their respective brands.
exactly.
Who cares, though?
It's for
Like,
branding purposes. Yes,
Yeah,
Everybody
the-
knows the prestige
and-
of
and
it.
hold
It
on.
doesn't matter what it's called. It doesn't matter which show it's on. They're not branded. What's the difference?
The idea
No,
becomes
wanna
that
keep-
those
you wanna keep
titles.
the men and women's Intercontinental and US together though. So
What's the
All right,
difference?
so
that way it doesn't matter which is on which show. You could have US on Raw, US on SmackDown, but you want the US women and US men's together. You want the Intercontinental women's and Intercontinental men's.
But why
together.
though?
So that
in
way you
your
have consistent
so
across
in-
the
yes.
show.
I mean, honestly,
want
it's like
consistency
the
across the
the
show.
which shows, and I wouldn't care. You know what I mean? They're all interchangeable to me. Like, none of them has any more prestige or any more. You know what I mean? They're all the same.
It's not about the prestige. It's about having a consistent
Yeah,
name
it's
across the product.
But they already
And
don't.
but if we're doing this and we're keeping a brand split, then the title should be exclusive to their brands. Otherwise, then
Could be, but you know they're never going to hold to that. I mean, yeah,
outside of like the
and
women's.
that's how you wind up with Cody on Raw starting off Monday night.
exactly. That's what I just said.
But we've been doing our show for a year and a half now. Yes, because this will be our second year doing WrestleMania week live stream.
For 69 episodes.
This is episode 69.
Well, interesting
Nice.
enough. So I have a highlight thing on my Instagram of all the shows we do. I highlight them to go in there. Finally, the first episode has come off because it has a limit of 100. And this would be technically our full-blown 100th episode across all our shows.
Well, how about that? I was actually thinking about that in the shower today, but I was like, yeah, I'm not.
Wait, what? What? What?
Wow.
I could have
I
said
don't even know if that's PG.
it wouldn't have mattered if I said while I was driving to work.
It would have sounded better.
No,
Jeez.
r/shower thoughts.
But anyway, like however they do the draft, I just don't want it to feel the same as it always does. I'd like to see something different.
No, that's
done
the only
with
way
it.
it makes
If
sense.
they even do a draft.
Yeah, even if they do. But
They have
even then,
at this point.
but even then, I would love to see maybe a change if you're going to open up the pool of sorts as they always do. I would love to see not just maybe the champions exempt, but there's just certain guys like, no, we have them signed to exclusive contracts. They cannot go into the draft. I just want to see something different thrown in there to give it a wrinkle and a slightly different
Like a
feel.
franchise tag on certain guys.
Yes. That's not a champion. Like, for example, like on Monday Night Raw, you know what? Obafemi's a young star. I'm tagging him. He cannot go into
But
the
he's a
draft
free
pool 'cause
agent. Obafemi's a free agent, so bad example. Seth Rollins would have been a better example.
no, I think Obafemi's been on Raw a bit more consistently, but at the moment, yes, I guess he is still considered free agent. But just as the example, he's been on Raw more. He's feuding with Brock right there. So at the moment, he's kind of a Raw
Brock's a free
superstar.
agent too, also a bad example.
Hey, Rhea Ripley's a Raw superstar on SmackDown. We're
Yeah.
talking about a brand split that doesn't exist, all right? So
Well,
I'm
see,
giving
we're-
examples
we're-
of
you're
getting
something
with the
points
here.
belt.
BJ. More points for
so-
BJ.
So archives. following up on that, you can actually watch our first ever, like maybe I think it was the second time we're in each other's presence, and the very first time we threw down and did wrestling content. It's on our YouTube under Classic BJ and DG.
An unnecessary preview show.
Unnecessary preview show, and it's actually the first of 2 times in a year and a half that the Danger Ginger has been to my apartment.
Yeah.
So that
Like,
was
I've
from
been
July
outside of it.
24. That's
I've
almost
been-
2 years ago.
Yeah, I've been outside of it plenty of times, but actually being inside twice.
Yeah, I've been
seen
in your
BJ
house
descend the
once, but
staircase.
I've been inside your house once and outside of it probably about 3 or 4 times. So that makes sense.
But yeah, you know,
yeah,
just
I encourage you, archives, to go ahead and check out that episode because we have come a long way, and you will be blown away by our progress.
like I said, I just want to see some type of wrinkle, something new introduced that will make it interesting, and not me just sitting there looking like, oh, look, Randy Orton's coming to Raw. He's going to feud with CM Punk now, or Gunther, and get retired by him. Oh, yay, I'm looking forward to that.
Look, it comes down to, like, in a perfect world, there are so many, like, oh, well, this needs to happen. It has to be like this. But WWE also have their ideal perfect world. That,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
right,
it's their universe, as they like to
it's not going to
remind
be
us.
anything. It's going to defy logic. It's going to defy anything that makes any sense to any of us. You know, it's going to be whatever they want to do. You know,
I mean, no, I agree. It, like I said, some type of wrinkle, something that just makes it feel exciting again. Because I remember that 2003 draft when they first did it, 2004, somewhere's around there,
something like that. Yeah,
where we got that original brand split.
the first brand split, right?
I would love to see show exclusive pay-per-views again, so we get actual build. And then when we get to the big shows is when we get the crossover.
Well, sorry.
But yeah, we have talked plenty of wrestling. Oh, another thing that happened in AEW I saw online: the Hurt Syndicate returned
Oh, I didn't see
at
that.
full force. Yeah,
Hurt people, you know.
I heard.
looking forward to see where that goes. But guys,
It's
from
gonna
what
end up
wrestling
with
you
people
watched
getting
this
hurt.
week? What is your match of the week?
That's a damn good question. One that I'm not sure I have an answer to this week because I my week was hectic. It was
Yeah.
kind of a blur. I'm not really sure that I have a match of the week this week. I'm unprepared. I take the F.
As BJ's like, come on, what do I got here? What do I got?
Oh
to
no,
throw
I was
out
just
there?
reading Archives' comment.
I saw you in the chat. As a matter of fact.
Speedball MJF.
I agree. That is also my match of the week. That match was awesome.
Yeah, amazing match. And my second is actually on that card, although it just slipped my mind what it actually is.
My other considerations was the Penta Kofi match.
Yeah, okay.
That was good. And I also did consider the Vision versus the Usos. Which, on a side note, something I forgot to bring up, the Usos came out to new theme music this week.
Yes.
Yeah, not just Jay's solo music.
Oh, Pac Ospreay.
Yeah, that match was really good, too.
If you want the best wrestling, watch Dynamite. If you want to watch your favorite wrestlers talk for half an hour, tune in on Monday or Fridays.
Did we talk about CM Punk and Roman Reigns at all?
No.
Oh yeah, I wish they would have held off another week on doing this whole physical altercation thing. Just one more week and push it back. But this match is going to go like right now. I feel like it's a dead heat. There's no real one person having the advantage over the other.
Not just that, like no one's heel or face in this.
I love that. That's kind of what I wanted with last year's.
Yeah.
That let the fans just be there and enjoy it. Let them pick who they want. You know.
Let's go Roman, CM Punk. Let's go.
I really can't
gonna be
wait.
a lot of that.
Let's see. Yeah, next Sunday we'll have to do our WrestleMania predictions.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's already up there next
Sunday.
week.
So next Sunday, our show will probably be more geared around WrestleMania and us going into our live streams for our watch-alongs, which will probably, well, I'm going to say because of other shows happening like Midnight Express for PWU and Hybrid. You know, we are planning. Yeah, we are planning on doing something for that. It just most likely will not be a live stream because it's at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, that 11:59 p.m. is Pacific time.
I'm still very tempted to actually live stream it.
God bless you, BJ.
Yeah, right. But this is going to be an amazing card. Either way, I plan on watching it.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it, and just probably not at 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. You and me will probably watch it at work, and that'll be my first time watching it, and then I'll come home and then throw it back on and watch it again, so that
I'll watch it 6 hours later.
Oh, I see new ring announcer Julie Cutler's been added to the.
She's been on there.
Excellent.
She was announced 4 weeks ago.
Stuff added to it.
But this is the same poster I've had on here for like 3 weeks now. So you're just noticing new stuff.
Yeah. Julie Cutler, she was very, very good when I saw her at SPO.
Yeah, and she's very nice. She's very nice as well.
Yeah, she seemed very cool while she was hanging out afterwards, talking to people.
But yeah, and then this Tuesday, we have Indie Spotlight. Pay attention. We may or may not have a guest this week. There is a lot to talk about. You know, we're confirmed. We are confirming stuff now. And this week, hopefully, we'll have some announcements for the PWU Go Home show this Friday.
Yeah.
All bets are off. Really, really looking forward to all the great wrestling we're going to be seeing WrestleMania week. Especially with PWU being thrown in there. That's a nice, expected twist at this point to our WrestleMania week. But please do pay attention to our socials and stuff. We will have an announcement probably coming tomorrow of what's going on. And for all we know, it could be a mystery guest or something, somebody last minute. We have people hit us up last minute or even while we are on the air.
That has happened.
To come on and speak. So,
Mike, you have a question that you can answer in the chat there.
I am not 100% sure on that. Because I just recently met them.
I think
but on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another fun episode of BJ and DG Talk Wrestling, episode 69. Giggity.
Yeah, nice.
We didn't have an intro for the show, we're going to end the show the same way with no outro and just the graphic from my wife's uncle coming up. But everybody, thank you for joining us. Continue putting good into this world. I actually kind of have a story of doing some good this past Friday night. I had to run back. I'll tell the story real quick. I had to run back up to the school to do something. And I was talking for a little bit while I was up there. And I'm on my way home. There's an elderly lady walking with a wheelchair. Nobody's in the wheelchair. She's using it as a walker. Come to find out, her daughter attacked her and everything. So I helped her to the police station, made sure she got medical help and everything, you know. Like, I'll never call myself a hero, but not all heroes wear capes and are in comic books. Just doing basic good in this world is what makes the difference in the end. Even if it's just you're making the difference to one person. The same thing with my wife's uncle. He guided youth. He coached basketball. He was great at basketball, you know. He was a really great guy. His community loved him. His family loved him. I don't know why, but he always said I was one of his favorite people. He always loved talking to me. I didn't know him all that long, but he had an impact on me, and I'm glad I had an impact on him as well. But on that note, like I said, everybody do good, help somebody out. You never know what somebody else is going through. In all honesty, we're all going through it right now. With great ginger comes responsibility. It's not even great responsibility. It's just responsibility.
Mundane responsibility. On that note, 1,
But
2,
on that note, we're going
3. Ring the bell.
Everybody, enjoy the rest of your Easter, and we will see you Tuesday for Indie Spotlight.